Hello, everyone. So, again, my name is Robbie, and today we are going to start with a brand new topic, a big topic, which is called sports. And today we're going to start off with arguably the most popular indoor sport in the world, which is basketball. So, without any further ado, let us begin. Sorry. So I hope everyone can see my screens and my screen because last time I tried to host this lesson, we had a little bit of an issue, but thankfully we found it, and now we are starting back normally. So, and we're introducing the topic right now. I already introduced the topic, so we can glide over the title slides. And today's topic is equipment, by and large. However, we by and large. So first of all, we start off with the court. So in basketball, the playing field is called the court. Other sports that have a court are tennis, volleyball, badminton, etc. Etc. Usually we call these sports court sports, but basketball is an exception because you don't knock things over a net. You throw things into a net or a basket since it's a basketball. So, what does the court consist of? So, the regulations surrounding the courts may vary between organizations, but here we see the FIBA regulation court, which is 28 meters long, 15 meters wide, 2 meters, a 2 meter big end zone, and what else we have? So from the back, we also have a diameter. I mean radius, a radius of the whole 3 point line. That's 6.75 meters. We also have a free throw circle here, a key that's a painted area that's 5 meters and 79 centimeters long, 1.57.5 long distance between the hoop and the end line, and between the middle of the hoop and the end line, and a 1 meter and 1.2 meter long distance between the backboard and the baseline. So as we can see, the width of the corner zone is 90 centimeters. As we can see, and we also have the center circle, which is 3.6 meters wide in diameter, and we also have the midcourt line. Midcourt line, which spans the whole width of the court. And we also have a center circle to mark where our tip-offs are going to be. Moving on. So again, this is a more in-depth explanation of what the lines are, and we also get a few explanations about the zones themselves. So as we can see here, we have a center or restraining circle, which is where where the game starts, which is when you throw a ball up, where the referee throws the ball upwards, and the players need to be the first ones to reach the ball and pass them to their teammates. So again, we have a sideline zones, like the coaching box, the game officials and scorers table where the score is kept, and the referees usually hang out, mainly video referees, and there's also the substitution box where substitutes come on to the field whenever one of the five players gets tired, and you need to change them rather frequently, otherwise you're going to burn the whole team through. So we have the hash mark, the midcourt area marker, or the throw-in line when the ball goes out of bounds. However, it's usually thrown in the way where it left off. From where it left off, we also have the sideline, as I just said. We have the 3-point line, or the arc. It's pretty self-explanatory here. So we have a free throw circle, or or another restraining circle where the person doing the free throws needs to be, and they need to stand right behind the free throw line. What we have here is also the lane line, which marks the start of the painted area from the side, and the no charge semicircle. The no charge semicircle means that you can't draw a charging foul in this area because in this area. So what else do we have? So we have the top of the key, which is the semicircle that's outside of the painted area. We have the elbow, which is which means that it's the corner of the painted area. It's the painted area. The paint. We have the free throw lane, the second area, the painted area, shaded lane, lane or key. Those are all synonyms for the painted area. So now what we can see, like right behind the restricted area, the T-shaped thing, it's supposed to be the backboard and the hoop itself. What we see are what else do we see? So let's take a look at the corners of the whole court. We can see the corners, which are a very convenient area to shoot from, and you also can get a nice no rim shot. We also have the wing, which is also a very convenient area to shoot from because you can see the backboard too, and you can also bank one off of the backboard if you so please, and if you can do that. So we have low posts and high posts, and you see, and if we see those markings on the lane lines, the teeth like thingies, so that means that's where the defense and the offense need to be. And as we can see, there's only a limited number of those lines, because all of the other people that do not fit in these lines need to be behind the 3-point line. So, and people in those windows need to fight so there's like one from each team on each side, and that means you need to fight for the rebound. Moving on. So let's talk about the basket for a bit. So its construction is rather simple when you think about it, as all it needs is a backboard, a rim, a net, an extension arm, and a pole, if we talk about the portable ones. So the backboard is the part of the construction that makes the basketball basketball. Otherwise, if it didn't have a backboard, it would either be netball or korfball. The rim. The rim is where the ball bounces off. It holds the net, and if a ball goes through the rim, the shot counts up if it hasn't been thrown after the referee's whistle. The net is to see whether or not the ball has gone through the rim. And then there we also have the extension arm, which is to adjust the height of the whole basket of the hoop, you know, because in a lot of arenas, the court is not only used by a set team. It's usually multifunctional, therefore multifunctional, and many teams also play on it. So that means that you also need to be able to adjust the height so that both adults and children can play, and even for adults, like it differs, like the height differs. And as for the pole, a basket needs a base, and in most arenas, which are not which are made for many sports, not just basketball, the pole is a staple of portable baskets, as they also have a solid foot to have a solid base where the pole can freely stand and hold the whole construction in place. And many of us, if any of us have watched a basketball game, we also can see that they have a certain way to keep time there. So there's the game clock, which shows the total time of the game, which means that total game time, which means that in FIBA regulations, the total game time is 40 minutes, which means that 40 minutes are split into four quarters, each 10 minutes long. So 10 minutes long, but the NBA has the time of the quarter at 12 minutes. Has 12 minutes time, quarter length, but both have the same length of a shot in men's competitions, the same duration during which you can play out an attack and take a shot, and it's 12 minutes for both, and not 12 minutes, 24 seconds for both. So if you can so basically, if from the moment you get the ball to the moment you shoot, you have 24 seconds to plan it all out. Let's talk about the ball for a moment. So the ball consists of a bladder. Yes, it's the same word for the organ that holds your liquid waste in, because back in the day, people liked playing sports too. However, sports too, but the sports were very different than what we know today, but still some ball sports did exist. But there was no rubber. There was no rubber to make those balls more easily accessible. Therefore, they used animal bladders to inflate them and do some work with them, so that the bladder does not wear out so quickly, which meant that a piece of equipment for what was ready, and they played with it, and that rather rudimentary ball was used until it basically popped or got stretched out so much you can't even inflate it anymore. But now, since the Industrial Revolution, when people learned how to work with rubber and how to vulcanize it properly, we have we have really good synthetic bladders which can keep a shape, which come in a certain shape, and a certain shape, in order for them to keep a certain shape, nylon or polyester filaments are used to are used are used as windings, meaning uh, that a filament is wound around the ball constantly until it reaches the bladder constantly until it retains the desired shape, meaning that meaning and it works if you have had arts and crafts class in school. You have probably done the thing with the balloon glue and a piece of thread, where you dip a piece of thread in glue and wrap it around the balloon various times until you get to pop the balloon and have a nice little lampshade. It works similarly here, but we are not making lampshades here. We're making balls, and a ball needs to be perfectly round. Well, not exactly perfectly round, but you catch my drift. A ball needs to be as round as it can possibly be, so that it's easy to throw and it's easy to handle. What if other sports have taught us a perfectly round ball can also mean a lot of headache. Cute, the Adidas Jabulani football. So we also have a rubber carcass, so that we can build a basketball on top of it, not just some random ball, but an actual basketball, so that we can hold it in our hands. We can feel it, we can throw it easily, so that it doesn't slip and injure our hands. And so after the carcass is installed, we get to put a cover on top of it, which is usually made of leather, some composite material, and rubber. So, so game balls are exclusively made of leather. However, composite materials are used in replica balls, but the difference is obvious when you get to touch a real game ball and a replica ball, because a game ball is much easier to handle and much easier to throw. However, if you've played a replica ball, which is made of a rubber slash composite material, then you can cop that feel of those pimples on the ball, and they wear off way faster than a game ball usually does. But a ball is a ball, and both it's fun to have both. And moving on. So what we see are referee signals here. So we have the jump ball, the charge, jump ball signal, the charging signal, the traveling, the technical foul, the 3-second rule violation, the point scored, one or two fingers, the personal foul, the 3-point shot, and the blocking foul. What do these things mean? So, the jump ball is when a player in possession of the ball jumps and does not discard it, meaning he hasn't either passed it to a teammate or shot it. What does it get you? A turnover, meaning that the ball goes to the other team. Charging. It's an offensive foul when you're attacking and have the ball, and if you collide with a defender, given that they're in a legal defensive position, you get a charging foul. That counts towards your foul book, meaning that if you collect 5, but as per FIBA rules, you're out of the game. And if you're in the league, and that does not ring too well. Travel, and of course the ball goes to the other team because, come on, who runs into people on purpose? So traveling. That means make taking more than 2 steps without dribbling the ball. Meaning, if you really want to go somewhere with the ball, dribble. Make it touch ground. Make it touch the court. Don't carry it like a young child, not knowing what to do with it. Dribble it and pass it to people. There are also various, different things speak about the traveling foul, and there it's way more detailed than I just explained you. However, we are not going into that much depth in this lesson. I am only going to cover the general rule. Technical foul. So, what is a technical foul? A foul that does not involve physical contact, usually, which may also be given to non-players, such as coaches or technical staff of the team, and it's usually given for unsportsmanlike conduct, such as swearing at the referee, perhaps, by diving, meaning diving in sports is when you get is so basically if you get the light tap on your shoulder, you act as if you've been punched and fall to the ground, roll around. Think Neymar. And another very popular one is, kicking and punching. That's also another sportsmanlike conduct. However, it's very rare. What else is an example of unsportsmanlike conduct? Spitting, shattering the backboard. Like if you're really that heavy and want to show off, please just do a layup, not just do a monster dunk where you just shatter the backboard and endanger other players so that they might cut themselves on the glass. And there is also a lot of other things that, like giving your teammate a boost so that they can use you as a springboard, basically, to do a slam dunk. That's not going to fly in the basketball game. Moving forward, so there's a 3-second violation. So staying in the painted area of the offensive zone for more than 3 minutes results in a turnover. That's usually how it goes in FIBA. If your team is attacking and you're staying in the opponent's painted area for more than 3 seconds, the ball goes to them. And there's also the blocking foul, which is a defensive foul given for illegally impeding the ball carrier or the shot. So if you're in an illegal defensive position and the ball carrier runs into you, you can't ask for their foul as it was your fault because you didn't position yourself correctly. Or when they took a shot, you accidentally hit their hands instead of the ball. That's also a violation because you do not want to hurt the players, because basketball is not a contact sport. A contact sport is like hockey. It's like hockey, MMA, boxing, taekwondo, karate, but not basketball. In basketball, you want to touch the ball, not the guy. And if you touch the guy, it might as well lead to a foul. And for today, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this class, and I hope I'll get to see some very curious questions in the chat, but sadly, I don't see any messages. Regardless, thank you everyone who watched, and I'll see you tomorrow.